The world had fractured. No fire, no air, no sound, only the echo of a scream that never seemed to end. When the Witcher opened his eyes, he was lying in a wasteland of mirrors, thousands of them, floating in endless mist. Each reflection showed a different version of himself, wounded, monstrous, dead, or smiling with someone else's face. The crimson light of the heart flickered far above, but here it felt distant, like a god watching from behind glass. He rose slowly, his sword gone. His armor cracked in places it shouldn't have been. "Dracula," he called out, his voice dissolving in fog. No answer, just the hum of whispering reflections. Then one mirror rippled. A pale hand pressed against it from the inside. Dracula's face appeared, distorted, his eyes burning gold instead of red. "You broke the seal," Dracula's voice echoed, both furious and weary. "You've let us fall into the realm of the remnant curse. What happened to the others?" the Witcher demanded. Dracula's reflection twisted, showing flashes. Anna screaming as vines of shadow pulled her under. Elizabeth frozen in a beam of white light. Astraeus' body dissolving into stars. Kael's ship sinking in a sea of glass. "They're scattered," Dracula said, "each in their own illusion. The heart feeds on their pasts." The Witcher clenched his jaw. "Then we find them." But a laugh echoed through the mists, soft, cruel, unmistakable. Nyxara's voice. "You can't save them," she said, her tone dripping like honey and poison. "This place is not made of stone or soil. It's made of your guilt." The mirrors began to shake. From each reflection, shadow figures began to crawl out, twisted duplicates of the Witcher himself. Their eyes glowed with hollow light, their swords raised high. Dracula's voice came faintly through the cracking glass. "They're your regrets. Kill them, or they'll replace you." The Witcher drew breath, reached out his hand, and the air itself formed a blade of spectral silver. As the first doppelganger lunged, he swung hard, shattering mirror and monster both. But each broken shard that hit the ground whispered a memory. You could have saved her. Every strike grew heavier, every reflection crueler, until finally, the mist itself bled red. Somewhere beyond the storm of mirrors, Dracula walked through a cathedral made of bone, his own curse mutating under the red moonlight. His veins pulsed black, and his reflection in the bone walls smiled when he did not. The world was splitting them apart, body by body, soul by soul. And in the distance, the faint sound of a heartbeat returned. Anna woke up to sunlight, soft, golden, and unreal. Birds sang gently in the trees, and wildflowers covered the hills in colors she hadn't seen since childhood. For a moment, it felt like a dream she didn't want to wake from. Then she saw him. A man stood at the edge of the meadow, smiling. Her brother, the one she had buried years ago. He waved to her, his eyes clear, his voice tender. "You finally came back, Anna," he said. "We've been waiting." Her heart stuttered. "No, you're gone. I buried you." But when she blinked, the flowers around her shifted, petals darkening into red. The sky pulsed faintly like a living vein. Her brother walked closer, his smile flickering. "You could have saved me," he whispered, voice breaking apart like a ghost in the wind. "Why didn't you?" Anna stumbled back, the dream beginning to melt. The grass turned black, the sky cracked open, and beneath it she saw shadows crawling, whispering her name. Elizabeth's illusion was quieter, colder. She stood inside a grand ballroom frozen in time. The chandeliers still glittered, but every dancer was made of stone. She walked slowly between them, her reflection stretching across the marble floor like liquid silver. A piano began to play by itself. The song was familiar, one she had written for someone long gone. Then, across the ballroom, she saw Astraeus, the Star Mage, standing near the window, his skin glowing faintly like cracked porcelain. "You shouldn't be here," he said softly. "I thought you were dead," Elizabeth whispered. He smiled sadly. "Maybe I am." As she approached, the light around him dimmed. The window behind him no longer showed a sky, but an endless abyss of black stars. "You tried to save me once," he said, "but Nyxara offered me eternity. You'll see, she'll offer it to you too." Elizabeth's eyes narrowed. "And you accepted?" He nodded once. "We all do, eventually." The music stopped. The stone dancers' heads turned toward her in unison, eyes glowing red. Elizabeth stepped back, her breath shallow. The room shuddered, and cracks ran through the marble. The chandeliers fell, smashing into shards of light and ash. Astraeus' voice echoed as his form dissolved into the dark. "She made this world out of your guilt, to keep you here." Meanwhile, far below their illusions, Nyxara stood at the center of the dream realm, her hands raised toward the crimson sky. Her body shimmered with energy that pulsed between human and divine. "This realm," she whispered, "is not punishment. It's creation. I was born from the first curse that ever reached heaven." From behind her, a silhouette emerged, Orion, the blind oracle, now wearing his mask of gold again. "And they still do not know," he murmured, "that to destroy the heart, they must destroy you." Nyxara smiled. "And none of them will." Above them, the red moon flared. The bone cathedral breathed like a living beast. Each wall was made from ribs of giants, fused with veins of black crystal that pulsed faintly with Dracula's every step. Shadows twisted in the flickering torchlight, whispering words that almost sounded like prayers or curses. Dracula walked slowly, his hand brushing over the slick surface of the walls. Wherever his fingers touched, the bones turned darker, feeding on his presence. "So this is what eternity looks like," he muttered under his breath, hollow and hungry. His reflection followed him along the corridor, a pale phantom in the bone glass. At first it mirrored his every move perfectly, but as he turned a corner, the reflection didn't. It stayed still, smiling faintly. Dracula stopped. "Show yourself," he hissed. The reflection stepped forward from the wall, identical in form, but with eyes burning gold instead of red. "I am you," it said softly. "The part you killed to become what you are." Dracula's lips curled. "You're a ghost. Nothing more." The reflection tilted its head. "Then why do I still bleed?" Before Dracula could react, the phantom lunged, its claws striking like blades of light. Dracula blocked, their clash echoing like thunder through the cathedral. Each blow shattered fragments of bone and memory alike. Every strike Dracula made cut into himself, pain surging like lightning through his veins. The reflection laughed. "You can't kill me, old one. I was born when you drank your first innocent soul." Dracula roared, his wings unfurling in a storm of black mist. "Then I'll end the beginning." He struck and drove his hand into his double's chest. The reflection gasped, smiling faintly even as it cracked apart like glass. "The Witcher will betray you," it whispered. "You both are bound to the same curse." The reflection shattered. Blood poured from the walls, not red, but silver, glowing faintly like liquid moonlight. The entire cathedral began to tremble. Dracula fell to one knee, his hand shaking. When he looked up, he saw Nyxara standing before him, her shadow stretching through the hall like ink. "You've done well," she said. "Now the heart can feed on what's left of you." Dracula's eyes burned crimson again. "You think I serve you?" Nyxara smiled, her form shifting, her voice echoing from all directions. "No, you serve the curse, just as I do." From above, bone chains dropped from the ceiling, wrapping around Dracula's limbs. He roared, but the curse inside him pulsed, weakening his strength. And then, faintly, through the storm of whispers, he heard her voice, Elizabeth's, calling his name. For the first time in centuries, Dracula felt something break within him. The Witcher wandered through the ruins of the dream realm, a place that looked like the skeleton of a forgotten temple floating in endless darkness. Every surface shimmered faintly, carved from fractured memories. He could see glimpses of the past inside the stone, battles he had fought, faces he had lost, promises he had broken. At the far end of the shattered causeway stood Orion, the blind oracle. His golden mask gleamed faintly beneath the red light that seeped down from the cracks in the sky. He was waiting, motionless, hands folded over an obsidian staff that pulsed like a heartbeat. The Witcher approached slowly. "You've been leading us here since the beginning," he said. "Why?" Orion's blind eyes shone faintly behind the mask. "Because the curse does not belong to Nyxara alone," he said. "It was born from us all, mortals and monsters alike." The Witcher's jaw tightened. "Speak plainly." "The heart," said Orion, "was once a god, Astraeus' brother, the fallen star who bled his power into this world. When his body died, his soul became the curse. Nyxara was the first to find it, and she gave it shape." The Witcher's pulse quickened. "Then killing her will not end it," Orion interrupted. "It will only pass to another vessel." Lightning tore through the dream sky above them, and for a moment, Orion's face beneath the mask flickered, revealing hollow sockets filled with light. "You have been chosen to replace her, Witcher." The Witcher drew his blade, the runes on it glowing faintly blue. "I am no god." "No," said Orion softly, "but you are the only one cursed enough to survive becoming one." The ground beneath them cracked. Streams of blood and starlight rose like mist, swirling around the Witcher's feet. The heart's voice, deep and ancient, whispered through the air, "Claim me." Orion stepped closer, placing his hand on the Witcher's chest. "You were meant to kill monsters, not become one. But fate does not care for purpose." Suddenly, a blinding light erupted, the form of Astraeus appearing above the ruins, his starlit body writhing in agony. "Brother," Orion whispered. The Witcher shielded his eyes, but the vision burned through his mind. Astraeus' fall, Nyxara's betrayal, the creation of the heart, and the moment the curse bound itself to him centuries ago. He staggered back, clutching his chest as blood and light spilled from his veins. "No, it can't be." Orion turned away. "The heart has chosen. The red moon rises again." The Witcher fell to his knees, the heart's glow consuming his body. In that instant, he saw Dracula, chained in the bone cathedral, feel the same burning mark flare across his skin. Their fates were no longer separate. Far away, Nyxara lifted her hands to the sky. Her eyes glowed crimson. "Let it begin." The realm began to collapse.